Welcome to the Mystic Millionaire podcast, where wealth is energy, success is a mindset, and abundance is your birthright. I am Danielle Amos, your host and mentor, here to help you unlock prosperity, embody confidence, and manifest a life you love. Take a breath, align with your truth, and let's manifest millions. Welcome to the Mystic Millionaire podcast. My name is Danielle Amos, and today I have a very special guest. Her name is Nicole Swanson. And Nicole and I dive deep into how she grew up, where in Houston she grew up, and later in life she experienced her mother's death at a relatively young age. We talk about how that created a paradigm shift for her and how she always knew from a very young age that she'd be successful. Let me tell you about Nicole. Nicole Swanson is a serial entrepreneur, a real estate investor, transformational speaker, and wealth strategist based here in Houston, Texas. She is the founder of Productive Business Women, an ecosystem that equips women with opportunities for raising capital, learning business strategy, and accessing resources to scale their businesses and build generational wealth. Her journey began at 23 when she launched her first beauty brand, later exiting to build a new venture in real estate, content, and business development. After a decade in law enforcement, which we actually get into in the behind the scenes episode, she walked away to pursue entrepreneurship full time, a leap that defined her life and mission. Overcoming childhood trauma, cancer, divorce, and the devastating loss of her mother, Nicole has turned her adversities into her greatest assets. You'll absolutely want to listen to this episode. She gives a framework in the way that she helps her clients move through adversity, and actually a very clean methodology to step into that next level version and to use the adversity to create a superpower. So I want to thank Nicole for being here and thank each of you for listening to this episode. Make sure that you follow Nicole and that you send her questions and let her know what you got from this episode. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the Mystic Millionaire podcast. Nicole, I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you for having me.
We were just talking on the behind the scenes episode, and we're getting into quite a bit that I wanted to bring it in here for our listeners. So if you're not a subscriber, go listen to the episode and become a subscriber and listen to the episode with Nicole, because she shares very vulnerably about a period of her life. And we were just talking about the emotional impact of your mother's passing and how that created a paradigm shift for you. So, and from that moment, the world appeared differently for you. Would you like to tell the listeners a little bit more about what that experience was like and how you felt like your whole world changed in your perception?
The crazy thing is, like I said, I've been clinically depressed all of my life, like childhood depression. So a little bit of, we didn't get into this, but a little bit of backstory about me is I was diagnosed with clinical hypertension at the age of 13.
Okay.
Right? Unexplainable diagnosis. They don't know why. I don't know why. I'm very healthy. I've never had an issue with anything, but the doctors just said essential hypertension is what this could be.
And what does that mean?
It just means that you have hypertension without a cause.
Okay.
Right. But we'll sidebar this because I'll get back to this in a minute of what I feel and what I've been able to do with my own health that has drastically improved that. But I've been clinically depressed for a very long time. And I just, at age 27, I got up one day and I read a book. I picked up this book. It was called The Habit of, why I'm messing up the book name. It's by Dr. Joe Dispenza, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I picked that book up on just a random day in a bookstore. I bought two books. I bought Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and I bought The Power of Broke by Damon John. I read those books, and those books did absolutely nothing for me in the moment because I wasn't ready for those books. But I knew that I wanted something different. I knew that I wanted a change. I got up one day and decided, right? I decided I was tired of feeling the way that I was feeling, and I needed another feeling. I wanted to feel happy. I wanted joy. I wanted all these things to happen for me, but I can't fight my mind. My mind is constantly battling me every day. And so with that started the entire process of me wanting more. The wild part of this is this will be the first year that I decided to get up and set the chain of events in motion. It started off with prayer, me not really understanding how to get these things done. And at the time, not even really understanding how to pray, because I was always sad and coming in prayer in sorrow and, all those things. And it's like the energy is not even right yet, but you don't realize that in the beginning. And I went through this entire year of pulling myself up little by little, just choosing. Today, I'm just going to let the light in. If I can't do anything else, I'm just going to open the windows. I'm going to let this light in today. Today, I'm just going to go for a walk. If I can't do anything else, if this house is a mess and the kids need something and the husband needs something, I don't care. I'm just going to go for a walk. That's my win for the day. So I started what I now call my micro wins. Small little things that made me feel good in the day. And it made me feel like an accumulation of good at the end of the week. And now I have this energy source that's fueling me.
Yeah.
And then you do that month after month, and it becomes a better situation for you.
And a habit.
And a habit.
Noticing the wins and the good.
But
yeah,
I didn't know this is what I was doing. I was subconsciously, it just was like, okay, maybe I should try this and maybe I should try that. I was really down on myself. I didn't really believe in myself a lot. But that was what I was doing every day. And that next year, age 28, I call it the best year of my life at the time.
Okay.
It was the best year of my life. I was on my high horse. I was starting to be more social. I began the daily habits of building and building. And I was still, falling into depression here and there, but I was coming out of it quicker. And I was learning my triggers, and I was understanding things that were happening around me faster.
Yeah.
I call it the highlight of my life. You know what happened just at the end, like the next year? My mom passed. And I like to say, had I not had the very first thought of deciding to feel better and having that amazing year of growth and building and fueling that energy, I would not have made it through grief.
Yeah, I was going to say, imagine if that would have happened a year and a half prior. I wouldn't have had the tools.
I wouldn't have had the tools.
Yeah.
So during grief,
yeah,
I then began to seek out a little bit more resources for myself. But me and therapy, we don't really get along quite well.
Yeah.
I go to the therapist like, you change your clothes. And so I just was like, I know I can't do therapy, but let me start to research. That's the power of the web, right? Let me research who are the people who could teach me how to magnify and multiply what it is that I've already learned. Like what tools or resources, what practices have I not been into? And how can I do this?
Yeah, love it.
Right?
So what'd you find?
I found a bunch of people to help me. But the greats
the student's ready, the teacher fears.
Right. And so it's, I always go to the greats. I looked at, your Bob Proctors, your Neville Goddards, and your Jim Rohns, and everybody that was just pouring just wisdom, and Abraham Hicks and Esther Hicks and all people, right?
Yeah. What'd you think of Bob?
I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Bob.
I miss Bob.
I like all the
mentored
teachings.
with Bob personally for 5 years.
Really? Good for
and
you.
I'm one of his proteges.
Okay.
So I worked with him really closely. And he's Canadian as well, so he lived not far from me. So yeah, I was fortunate. I met him in 2015.
Okay.
And was very close to him up until his passing.
Oh,
just a few years ago.
Such a great experience then.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
I knew that I needed to use the tools. He worked with people that were successful as consultants. So I became a consultant in his organization. And then I used the same tools to build success so that I could become one of his top 5.
Good for you.
Yeah. And so when you said Bob, I'm like, oh, let's talk about it.
I just had to seek it out, and I didn't know. I knew none of these people before I knew of any of them before I started this journey. But what I did know is everybody who is saying the same thing is saying the same thing.
Totally.
And they are experiencing life way different from what I'm experiencing life right now.
And the average people.
Right. And the average person. And I am, or used to be, not anymore, a very big skeptic about everything. Everything in my life I was skeptical about. But this one, I couldn't find the skepticism here. Like, thank you. Like, I don't feel that way about this thing because I really want this thing. And if I started feeling this way about this thing, I know it would like just slow roll my progress.
Yeah.
I didn't feel skeptical at all. So from that year of losing my mom,
Yeah.
I became very distant with everybody. And I had to shut myself off from the noise. And I had to dive deep into understanding and relearning and purging my mind and creating these new powerful habits and thought processes for myself. And I became almost unrecognizable to everybody.
Wow.
And it was like a year,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And
What's so cool about that is as your inside world changes, it has to show up on the outside world.
Yep.
So not only your situation, your circumstances, and most importantly, your body, because your body's an instrument of the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love that.
It's
I'd
very
love to
much
see
so.
some pictures. Now we're going to like go back and Google.
Yeah.
What did you look like before?
Well, I mean, I look the same,
Yeah.
but I didn't show up the same.
Yeah.
And I mean, not much changed with my physical appearance other than the way that I dress and show up and, you
And
know,
I'm sure
carry
you can see it in
myself.
your eyes.
Yeah,
You know,
there's light in my eyes now
Yeah.
versus it wasn't before.
Yeah.
You know, everybody used to always ask me, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. What's wrong? You look so sad in the face. They would always say that to me. And
I would say the opposite is true. When I like met you over there, I was like, wow, look at it. She's so
now
fit.
rarely ever
Yeah.
get that from people. I haven't been told you should smile in a while. People used to tell me that all the time. It used to irritate me so much.
Yeah.
But I smiled too much probably. You know, I'm always joking. I love to laugh now. But the matter of a year, the power of a year, I say the power of just one decision.
Yep.
You know, can change a whole lot for you on the inside out, from the inside out.
Yeah. So that year you Googled the greats. You went back to people who know. And I think I'm very similar. I like to learn from people that have been studying this or for me, that's why I was attracted to Bob Proctor. I didn't know at the time. My mom literally dragged me to a seminar, but I realized he was part of a lineage of people who had information that the masses didn't have.
Yeah.
And I greatly respected that and so wanted to know more and study from like that source kind of knowledge. So you read the book, you listened to
I read a lot of
YouTube's
books,
podcasts.
and I was like obsessed with YouTube at this era of my life. I'm still obsessed with YouTube. But, you know, everything, I started to change everything. I replaced my music that I was listening to with long talks and my gym music with long talks or audio books or whatever. I was so on this wisdom crave.
Yeah.
Like I really wanted to know. I really wanted the principles. Like, what can I do? And like I said, I had to distance myself because what happens when you're on that type of journey is you're excited. You know, you have all this energy about the new things and new developments in your life and how things are looking brighter for you. You want to share that.
Totally.
You want to tell everybody. And not only do you want to tell everybody, you want to bring people on the journey with you. That derailed me for a little bit because what I didn't understand was you cannot bring someone on a journey that is not prepared for them.
Totally.
It's prepared for you right now.
Yeah.
You are in a state of awareness right now. They may not be there to receive it quite yet. And it destroyed me for a minute.
That's hard.
Like,
it's hard.
I got all this beautiful stuff over here I'm experiencing and I want you to experience it too. What is wrong with you? Shake out of it, you know? But what it does is it creates distraction and destruction for you because when they're not ready, they're not ready.
Yeah.
And if you allow them to take you where you don't want to be, and they will all the time, it becomes a roadblock for you.
Yeah.
So I had to learn that lesson on this journey too, that I'm still a work in progress because I can't, and that's the thing, you don't know that you're still a work in progress until you're like, oh, I don't have enough tools for that yet. You know, I don't know how to do that.
And the tools get developed though as you meet that obstacle, right?
And every single time and hopefully, you know, every single time you meet a new obstacle, it teaches you a new lesson. And from that lesson, you gain a little bit more wisdom and your toolbox becomes a little bit more full. So, you know, that's why I say, I don't think this is a ever-ending journey
No, I agree with
for anybody.
Yeah, no, we are
Yeah.
students the entire time. And I think the moment that you think that you know it all, you start going backwards, right?
Very
So,
backwards.
yeah. I'm interested to hear what tool or what principle would you say made the biggest difference when you were in that period of life? Like, what stands out to you that's something that you find you now say to your clients over and over again?
It's always about self. It's a principle about self, loving yourself, finding yourself, believing in yourself. And these are terms that are so overused, and I get it. And people are like, oh, it's so cliche, whatever.
Yeah.
But listen, when you really understand what it feels like to believe in you, that feeling is a high feeling. And it's easy for people to say those words, but until you experience, oh, this is that feeling, right? But it starts in the mind first. It starts with you just, developing some of those habits and keeping some of those things for yourself on a routine basis. And you'll see the evidence, because people like evidence. Right?
Yeah.
I want to say the evidence that this is happening is the way that you are feeling all the time. You will see the evidence of loving yourself, showing up for yourself, believing in yourself by the way you feel every day. If you're still feeling nervous, having doubt, having all this energy about yourself that is the opposite of that, can you say, I'm really pouring, I'm really loving, I'm really, believing in the things that I want to do? And so to sum this up, two words that actually my mentor told me, 2 words: be selfish. Selfishness has a negative tone to it.
Does, yeah.
But it is the only way that you can get what you want in your life. Being selfish does not mean disregarding others.
Yeah,
it means putting yourself first.
Always.
Pouring in your own cup first.
Yeah.
If I walk out of this door right now and I tell 1 million people my dream, right, and they tell me theirs, and I do all that I can in my power to support them in their dream, and I'm giving and I'm giving and I'm giving and I'm giving, and I've never shown up for myself in my own dream. I never put forth that action, read that book, showed up to that course or that class or that coaching session. I've helped everybody else build something around them. And when I go home at the end of the day, who helped me build anything? See how that works? If I put that energy into myself first, I understand practices, principles, processes, strategies, systems. Even if I fail at those things, they'll teach me something.
Absolutely.
And now I have a foundation I've built on.
Yeah.
But that gives me power to help other people even better than what I did before.
Yeah, that's huge. I love the analogy when we're on a plane. It's like put your oxygen mask on first.
Exactly.
Because that's the only way that you can help people.
My boyfriend, when I started back dating, I was dating this guy, and he saw it firsthand with my family first. And he's like, listen, I know you love your family, and I do. I know you want to help everybody, but think about how amazing it would be if you were able to help them on a larger scale.
Yeah.
And I
With
said,
like a full cup. So
yes.
it's overflowing.
And so he's like, you're giving here, you're giving here, you're giving here. You're just giving the little bit that you can. But if you stop for a second and you pour all of that back into you, you be selfish for just a minute. It doesn't mean that you're going to disregard them and you're going to be mean and you're going to, have all these negative feelings that people associate with selfishness. It just means that you're about to do something so grand for yourself that when you reach back, the help that you're able to provide them is going to feel like an Amtrak train for them. It's going to go so fast for them, and you're going to be able to provide so much more. So I think be selfish is one of the best principles, and just the simple words, profound for me in my life, especially for people who are givers.
Well, and a lot of women, they, were taught to give, we're taught to take care of everyone around us.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we can wear it as a badge of honor,
It's not an honor.
Yeah, not at all.
It is a distraction.
Yeah.
It is distraction from your happiness. It is distraction from your purpose. It's distraction from serving, because now you're limiting how you can serve and how you can show up. And you don't feel good when you're depleted, you know?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But I'm off to the spa after this, so. being selfish this
Lucky you.
afternoon. Yeah.
My best friend, she said, I'm going to make sure that I book me one spa appointment per month.
Yeah.
And I said, good for you.
Yeah.
She said, it's what I need. It's all I need. It's all I want.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, why don't you do it?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, actually, I don't have a reason why I won't do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, take care of yourself.
Yeah. It's, super important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk a little bit. I'm going to go back to our questions since we haven't even went there yet.
We haven't even touched base.
Yeah. And you talk about quite a bit about your overcoming adversity and how you turned loss. You talked about that. You talked about illness and reinvention into power. I would also say what's so cool about your story is I think from a young age, you knew that you were meant for more.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have probably been able to put that into words as a young girl. But that reframing pain into purpose. Do you find that you are working with a lot of women that are in that place in their life?
Absolutely.
And then you're helping them with that?
Men too have come around lately. Just like forcing it on me. But, the idea about adversity being your superpower is rooted in the fact that we don't see how it is developing character. And character creates you for the next level of life. Oftentimes we pray and we say we have these desires that we set for ourselves, and we have all these interests and vanity. Most of us, you want to make $1 million in a month. Good for you. And you want this big home and this fancy car, and I love those things for you as well. But what you don't realize is, in order for those things to happen, things have to change for you in your life. And when you pray for those desires, adversity will surely show up for you, because you can't get there from the person that you are right now currently.
Totally. And how you grow the most is through the challenges.
And how you grow the most is through the challenges. That's why I say it bursts character.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, a diamond in the pressure whole thing. You put the diamond under pressure, it forms, and it's characteristic now, and it has this value, and it's utilized for different uses now. It's same thing with adversity. But one of the key things about adversity that I've learned is who you are in the midst of the adversity matters so much.
So much. How you respond to it. I often
so much.
say that, like how I respond to this. I say it to myself, Coach Roselle first. How I respond to this dictates what comes next.
Exactly. Because you're constantly formulating results. And you're formulating results by your thoughts. And your thoughts will create the action and the energy. And then now you have a result.
Yeah.
And I learned this a little later in my life, and I try to, when women come to me and they're wanting to, and usually I'm coaching people through entrepreneurial processes, but from a leadership development standpoint. And when you understand a lot of the time in business, when we have these issues as leaders, it's rooted from mind problems, But the adversities that you're facing, whether it is in business or your personal life, how you choose to navigate those adversities, one, determine how long you stay in that adversity.
Totally. Yeah.
We want to get out of it so bad.
So let's talk about that, because I don't think a lot of people understand why they're in it for so long.
Yeah.
And they truly don't want it.
Yeah.
But they find themselves in it.
And it don't have to be sometimes.
What do you think prolongs that experience?
Energy prolongs the experience. And I have this chart that I created for myself when I was going through my depression and trying to figure out my way out of it. It just came to my mind, and it's called the life inventory chart. Okay. And so what it is, it's like you make a simple T chart. And on one side of that T chart, you put everything that you're currently experiencing, that you currently have, like your money that you're making, the job that you have, the type of friendships that you have, and the type of mind that you think you have, are you negative, positive, whatever.
So you're taking stock, I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're taking stock on all three levels in which we exist. So you got like what's in your physical world, what you're having, what you're feeling, your emotional.
I call it taking inventory.
Yeah.
Of your life.
There you go. And then the thoughts.
Right.
So we're looking at the spiritual,
everything,
intellectual,
you're looking at your intellectual, spiritual, financial, everything. You're just literally taking an assessment over your life.
Yeah. And it's so important to do that objectively, wouldn't you agree? Because we can be quite hard on ourselves and take things personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, which won't help the matter.
When you write it down,
Yeah.
it's a reality check for you too, because some people are not very in tune with who they are and what they have currently going on in their lives.
Yeah.
I always say, you don't really get to experience you. Other people get to experience you. So sometimes we don't see ourselves.
Yeah.
That was my first prayer when I was going through changes. I asked God to reveal me to me, because I don't, I think I'm great.
Yeah.
But also other people are experiencing me more than what I'm experiencing for me. They could see things for me that I don't necessarily see about myself.
Yeah.
So reveal me to me, please. In my ugliness and in my prettiness, I want to see it all. And God showed it to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't very pretty, but it's an assessment for you. And when you have that assessment, take it and understand what you want to do with it. On the other side of that chart, this is where all those desires and all that dream you, that version of who you want to be and what you want to have and how you want to show up and how you want your thoughts, processes, and energy to be in your life, put it on the other side of the chart.
Yeah.
Right? I call it future you, but it should be you today. This is who we are working on now.
So you got two things, where you are right now, that inventory, like you said, and then where that person wants to go, or their goal or the vision. Yeah.
And then in the middle, this is everything that everybody really loves to neglect.
Yeah.
Preparation, the work that needs to be done in order for you to transform from this side to that side.
Yeah.
So what should be happening?
The version of you now is not going to get you that
at all.
Yeah.
What should happen is, when you're in adversity, you should do an exercise similar to this, or use this one, I don't care.
Yeah.
And you should understand what is happening for you right now in your life. And you should write down everything that's currently happening to you, that you're experiencing, that you have, that, don't necessarily desire. And then on the other side of that, list all the things and favorable results and desires that you have in the middle of that. Right? You have two sides. And in the middle, you're just going to simply jot down a few words, nothing lengthy, on what needs to happen in order for the other side of the chart to be fulfilled. And this is what, when people say prayer without work is dead, faith without works is dead, this is what they mean by that, right? And everybody's like, what's the work? Well, what is the work that we need to do? Like, what is the work? The work is preparation. You are to prepare yourself to receive what's on the other side of that chart.
That's good.
If it is reading and, developing your knowledge, read a book every day. If it is showing up and going to that conference or that networking event, go to that networking event every day. If it is leaving that relationship that is not fulfilling to you, and you don't have a plan and this, that, and making all these excuses, it doesn't matter. It's already worked out for you. Just do the work, because taking that action will send you to the next level of what is waiting for you. This is that simple.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, okay, and it took me a minute to develop this. Every single time I'm going through something that I don't like, that's my adversity.
Yeah.
But now I look at it as my superpower.
Yeah.
I'm about to level up again. It's like, you get the supercharged when you are a superhero and you're about to activate the powers. That's how I look at adversity now. I'm about to activate.
I love that. I think about who I am being in that moment. So like, there's so much action that I can take to get me to that other side. And then I'm like, okay, really honestly, how have I been even viewing this situation, like the adversity? And how can that change? Like, how can I change my perception to get me there? And then like holding that mindset, holding that perception can be challenging.
Because it can, because life happens.
Yeah, totally.
And
I love that chart.
I had a client who said to me, well, I can't fake the funk.
Yeah.
I can't get up every day and pretend like this is not still a problem. And I said, I'm not asking you to pretend like it isn't there. I'm asking you to just feel good while it is present.
Totally.
Because that is what creates the negative energy.
Yeah.
When you're constantly obsessing over it all the time, your thoughts are negative. You can't see a way out of it because you're so focused on it. I would say, go get a coloring book and color.
Yeah. My mentor used to say to us, like, when things are going well, you got money in the bank, the relationships are good, all the things, it's easy to have a good attitude.
Absolutely.
And he's like, that's child's play. Like, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
What's interesting and where you see the leaders developed is when they have a good attitude regardless of their circumstances. And so when they're sitting in adversity, it's like, how are you not allowing that situation to impact how you show up?
Yeah.
And that is not to bypass the feelings. It's like you're transmuting them, to your point, into your superpower.
Yeah.
But whatever your situation is can never be your excuse for your mood, ever.
It cannot be an excuse.
That's like right there, mic drop. That if you took that and you like never complained about a situation, never allowed yourself to, and I really want to be clear that it's not bypassing, because a lot of people do bypass and they try to shove down the emotion.
It's going to resurface.
Totally. So it's not that. It's like, to your point, to your client, how can you feel regardless? You have a memory, you know what situation you're in, and yet a true professional, a true leader.
Yeah.
They're in a good attitude.
I had one client who was dealing with this issue so bad. While we were on our Zoom call, I said, "You have lipstick in your purse?" And she says, "Yes." I said, "Do me a favor, go get it for me." And she's like, "What?" I said, "Go get the lipstick for me." She said, "Then what am I going to do with this lipstick, Nicole?" She's in Chicago and she's like one of my favorite clients. We talk all the time. I said, "Go to your bathroom mirror with that lipstick and write in big letters, 'Feel good anyway.'" You have to go in your bathroom at least twice a day.
Yeah.
And it's a reminder to check that energy, right? Because she's dealing with so much at the time. But I want you to write it on the mirror in a lipstick or wherever you visit all the time. If you don't want to do it on a mirror, put it on a sticky note.
Yeah.
Put it in the car. When you first get in the car, on the little rearview mirror and whatever. But if you remind yourself to feel good anyway, it is an immediate energy shift.
Yeah.
And everything that you were worried about in the time, you bring the body back down to a centered level. But
it's so simple. It's not always easy. It's so simple. So for like everyone listening, it's like, we get you, because we all, like, we're human too. Like, things happen.
And don't ignore the problem at hand, right?
Yeah.
It's like, feel good.
Yeah.
And figure out how to solve the problem.
Totally.
And if the problem is not solvable, then it's not for you to solve. Let it go. It's beyond it's beyond you now. You have to surrender that over to God. God will work it out for you if you move out of the way.
If you feel good. Amazing.
You have to feel good.
So good. Well, to wrap our interview, I have 3 rapid fire questions I ask every single guest.
Okay.
Are you ready for them?
I am always ready.
Okay. Well, the first one is easy. It's abundance in one word. Go.
Joy.
Good. So you're on the Mystic Millionaire podcast. So I love to talk about money. What is one thing that you do in your life to keep you in a prosperous, abundant state that's like a non-negotiable, guilt-free?
I give. If I have it, I give it.
Yeah.
And I don't question other people's motives about what I just gave. I give with the intention that it is going to help produce, solve, or grow something for someone else, and I move on. And with that habit, it comes back to me 10 times over.
Yeah, easy, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's interesting. It came up on a previous interview, and making sure that we don't give to get.
Yeah.
Or like in that trading energy, like you really follow intuition and God's guidance.
Yeah. You never think about it.
Yeah.
Half the time I give and they're like, "You remember?" No, I don't remember that because I'm giving all the time.
Yeah.
But you give with no
expectation.
It doesn't even matter. Just give anyway. If you see, and sometimes I ask God, position me in a place where you want me to give today. Align me with it.
Yeah. Powerful.
Because that's, it's the 3 C's. It's a part of that, of life. Connection, contribution, creation. That's fulfillment. And that is how I contribute. I contribute a lot of helping people in many different ways. But if I'm giving my time, I'm giving my energy, I'm showing up, I don't want anything in return, I'm giving my money, whatever.
Yeah.
However I can do that is how I can do that. So that's what I do.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
Third question is, you have one book, only one book, to read for the rest of your life over and over again.
Okay.
What is that book?
Principles by Ray Dalio. I like that book.
Yeah, it's a big one too.
I like it. I read it a lot.
Yeah.
over and over again. I'm like, you know what, let me go back. I mean, now look, my mind was going to say, and my mind is formulating all these books. But I picked that one up so much. So I would say,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be that one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for blessing us with your
You're
time
welcome.
today and your story
Yeah.
and your authenticity and vulnerability.
Yeah.
It's been an honor to have you on the show.
I appreciate it.
Go follow Nicole. Find her on
Yes.
all her details in the show notes.
Yeah.
And thank you to our audience for listening.
Bye.